We're making this happen. Sorry, I apologize for the delay. I apologize. So sorry. We are almost 10 minutes late. Everything was going smooth, perfect, on time. I'm all, oh, this is going to be awesome. And then I go to crank up the camera and I can see my picture and everything, but no sound. So that's my first question. Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I want to make sure you can hear me. That is my first question for you today, because my sound says it's working, but when I fired this thing up, it was not. So let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'll say hi, everybody out there. Let's see. I'll go up to the top. Hi, Ver and Mary Jo and Karen. Upstairs, Hobby in Canada. Must be cold up there. It's cold here in Southern California. Amanda, Phyllis, Carol, hi, Janet, Michelle, Danny, welcome. Linda, hi, Linda, Alice. All right, we've got a lot of people. Hi, Sally Joe, Christy, welcome, everyone. Nice to have you here. This is Take Two Tuesday, and my name's Ken. I'm here at the Stamps of Life in Orange County, California. We're about halfway between San Diego and Los Angeles. And I know a lot of you have, wondering, Chrissy, -3, we're not that cold. And Karen says, so cold in Michigan, right? When I got to the building today, it was 37. So for California, Southern California people, that is cold. I know some of you have been asking about fires. It seems like they're still having a lot of problems in Los Angeles. The winds are coming and going, and I think they're having a difficult time still with it. We are far away from the fires. They're mostly on the north side of Los Angeles. And we're not just the south side of Los Angeles, but we're the next county, Orange County, which is the next county to Los Angeles. So to be honest, the way the winds are blowing and everything, we just haven't hardly seen any smoke around here. I just have a little bit of ash coming from that area, but I know it's been difficult for those people. So what we can do is keep praying for them. Pray for the firefighters, pray for the people who don't know if they've lost their home, those who have. So difficult times, definitely. But the number one thing we can do is pray for those people, because it will be tough. It would be really tough to have a home and lose everything and, have to start over, and or even the uncertainty right now, not knowing, because in some areas you can't go back and see what has happened to your property. So that's kind of scary. Before we get started, well, let me introduce myself again. Ken here at the Stamps of Life. This is Take Two Tuesday. What we do is we go back in time and look at some items from the Stamps of Life. Some of the time stamps, some of the time dies. We kind of mix and match some things. Oh, my computer is going all crazy here today. Hang in there with me. Again, I thought everything was working great until I turned on the camera and I just couldn't get any sound. But otherwise, it seems like we're up and running. What we do is we, again, take a look at items from the past. For some of you, they're going to seem like brand new items because we haven't shown them off for so long. And then a lot of you who have been with us for a long time, you might have these items already. So kind of like a refresher for you. Kind of an icebreaker. I have a question for you. This is not a trick question or anything, but I want everybody to get involved. That's one of the main things. I love that you guys are posting on the chat here. That makes it more exciting and interesting. And we want to hear from you. So when I ask the questions, or we'll have a little trivia time today, you post your answers in there. We want to get involved. And the more involvement, the more interesting it is and fun. Now, if you're watching this later, you can comment. You won't be able to do the live chat, but you can comment in the section down below where they have the comments on YouTube and Facebook. We love to hear from you. But my question for you is, can you tell me, this is a challenging one, but think about yourself, one good thing about yourself. So maybe it's a quality, maybe it's something you like to do, an interest, anything, but post it in the chat, because this is a kind of a way for us to get to know each other a little bit better. One of the thing I thought of when I thought of myself, because it's sometimes weird to try, well, what's good about me, or what do I like, or I don't know. It's just kind of weird to kind of think about that, right? But my thought was that I am a kind of a dependable person that you can count on. And once like we start a job or we get involved with something, I like to complete it. So to be thorough. So that is one of my qualities. And when I think about it, that is what pops in my mind. So when you think of yourself, do you have a good quality? Is there something you really enjoy like that? When people think about you, they think about this certain thing. What you answer in the, so yeah, great. You guys are doing good. Phil says she's a good card maker. Great. Great. Teresa says she likes to be helpful. Michelle says I am obsessively organized. And Sylvie says she likes to smile at everyone. You know, smiles are really nice. Amanda's a great listener. So tell us, everybody, I've got a few of you in there. Jump in. Don't be shy. There's probably 30 to 50 of you out there, and we want to hear what you have to say. Empathetic. Good job, Denny. That I am not as good at being empathetic as I should be. I'm a pretty good listener, but not as empathetic as I should be. I always am trying to work on that one. This is not good, but I always want people just to tough it out and push forward and do their best. But that is not always the best answer, right? And let's see who else. Veer loves to give. Hi, Shelby. Teresa. Yes. We definitely, he had surgery yesterday for Jill and Elizabeth's husband, dad. Yes. I think he is on the list already. We've been praying for him. Do you know his first name, Teresa? Karen likes to be positive and give compliments. That's great. You guys all have some good qualities, right? Good qualities. And those are things to be, God gives us these different gifts and abilities, and so we want to use them to bless other people too. So if you have a smile, I know that will make other people happy to see a smile. Sometimes people never see another person smile. If you're organized, maybe you can help somebody else get a little bit organized. Helpful, look for ways to serve and do something for somebody else. I think those are all, great qualities. So I'm proud of you guys. So that'll be our icebreaker. Now we're going to get going here today. I do have a couple of die sets. They're both folded today. So we're going to go full on fold it on this Take Two Tuesday episode. And I guess they are a little bit similar even in shape, but they are different. What else? Oh, some updates. Tonight there will be new items on the website. Okay, new items on the website. So you'll definitely want to stop by. We have a flash sale starting tonight. So check out the website. Let me see if I can find any of my banners here. I made these banners, but sometimes then I forget to use them. Let's see. Excuse me. Oh, all of a sudden I have a itch here in my throat. Hang on one second. Not that one. Okay, there's our website. Let's see if I can make my name pop up there at the same time. I don't think that will work, but let's see. So everybody knows who I am. In case you're new here to our Tuesday episodes, and I don't see it there. Nope, that won't pop up right now. Okay, but anyway, give me 1 second. I'm going to hit my cough button. Okay, back. Sorry about that. Got a cough drop there. Hopefully that will help a little bit. I shouldn't be coughing. I haven't talked that much. Let's see what else. So we have the website tonight. You want to stop by? We'll have new items on the website tonight. Also, let's see, at 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock our time, Pacific Coast time. Let's see if I can get back to that Pacific Coast time. We are going to, Stephanie will be doing a club reveal on the website, on YouTube and Facebook. So you want to tune in. The card kit comes out tonight, the new one. So at 5 o'clock tonight on Facebook, YouTube, Stephanie will be on. That won't be a long episode, but she'll be introducing the card kit. If you're already a card kit club member, it'll be like a sneak peek to you. You'll get to know what's being shipped out tomorrow morning. I will be here bright and early, Maria and we will be shipping out the new card kit. Now, if you want to get the Lift Me Up card kit, which is the current one, today is the last day to get it. If you want to order that one, it's kind of connected with the heart balloons. It is still available, but you want to sign up right away if you think you want that one, because I think once Stephanie starts the presentation at 5, we'll be switching over to the new one. So check that out. And I also know Stephanie is on, going to be on Facebook tonight. I think it is 6:30 or not Facebook. See, I'm messing it up, but she's going to be on HSN. They used to do it on Facebook, live on Facebook, but I think it's on YouTube right now. You'll be able to find us. I don't have all the details just because we're still in the process of even getting the whole live stream set up. I know that's going to take place later this afternoon. I really think it's 6:30 Pacific time and 9:30 East Coast time. So that will be with HSN, and Stephanie will have some fun items on there. So it's all kinds of crazy stuff going on tonight. We have a Stamps of Life release. We have items on HSN. The HSN presentation will be, I think, YouTube only. It used to be Facebook, and I don't think they do both, but I think it's on YouTube now. And then Stephanie will come on live to introduce the new card kit at 5 p.m. So if you're planning out your day, first it'll be Stamps of Life stuff at 5, and then like 6:30, I believe, will be the HSN stuff. So a busy night. Lots to look forward to. Yes. Serenity. I think the presentation is YouTube, though. I think that HSN is using YouTube for this. So it's like they used to do Facebook Lives, but now I think they call it YouTube Live. So you'll have to check that out. Let's see, what else? So we've got the new card kit coming out. Did I have anything else I needed to talk with you guys about? The club review. Oh, next week, if you are close to the store here in Southern California, if you're in Los Angeles, out to like Riverside, San Bernardino, down to San Diego, Orange County, we're going to do a store day. The Stamps of Life store is going to be open next Monday, the 20th. Plan on that. I'll open up the store at 9. We'll be here from about 9 to 2. The store will be open. No free lunch, no Stephanie, just me, Faylene, and Maria, but we'll be here. So if you want to stop by next Monday and do a little bit of shopping, come on by and see us. If you're familiar with the area, we're just off the 5 freeway in South Orange County, and once you're on the freeways, it's pretty easy to get to. We're just like a mile off the freeway, so pretty easy. If you've ever been here to the store, you know how easy it is to get to. We have plenty of parking and all that stuff. So that will be next Monday. We're looking forward to that. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's get going. Let's see if we had anybody else checking in here. I think I've seen all the. Hi, Paula. Paula has a link there. So Paula says it is Facebook. So that's interesting. So I keep hearing it's YouTube, you guys. But anyway, look for Stephanie tonight with HSN on either Facebook or YouTube. I think somewhere the messages are getting crisscrossed. And if you found that, Paul, it could be that we're on both. That's what I would expect, that they were using Facebook and YouTube, because even in the Stamps of Life here, we can do it. So I don't see why they wouldn't want to take advantage of both of those. Hi, Bethany. And great. Okay, let's get rolling. Our first collection here. And let me get rid of that little banner down there. Oh, nope. And that. And we are going to start off with this one. It is our string art heart. There's a lot to say. Whenever you do the heart and air, that's a hard one to say, that heart air balloons. It's just hard to say. And this one's even harder to say. String art heart folded card die set. That is a lot to say. You guys think you could say that without stumbling like me? String art heart folded die set. 2 dies in this set. It was originally released January of 2021. So this has been out 4 years ago, and it's kind of geared towards Valentine's Day, which is coming up, but you can use this one any time of the year. And when I show you these samples I have here, you'll see the different styles and different ways that you can use it. So let's find it on the website. What else can I do here? Didn't want that just to say my name. I think it should say Stamps Up. Doesn't show Stamps of Life. Let's hide that for a bit. Okay, so 2 dies, and if we check it out on the website, yeah, let's take a look. And then next we're going to do, I have a winter quiz for us, okay? Something to challenge us and see how many, I think some of these questions are pretty easy and some of them are like, well, kind of crazy. So we'll get to that here in just a second. Do I have it? Yes, I do have it. No, not that one. Sorry. There we go. So here on the Stamps of Life website, you would just type in string and art, and you're going to find this is going to pop up. There might be some other, yeah, lots of love you and happy anniversary and some hearts, different ideas there, different products that could coordinate with this one. But anyhow, up here at the top, you'll see we have the video. And the ideas are really nice. So let's scroll through those real quick. There's the 2 dies you'll get. You'll get the outside die, and then you can use the little pattern strings if you want, or you can go without it. It's up to you. So if you just need a plain heart, that would work for this, but you can also get crazy and do some fun decorating with these strings too. So it's really nice. I like it a lot. And you can see how it's different. Seasons, thinking of you cards. Think outside of the box. There's just a fun one to send to a friend. Now we're a little bit more Valentine's theme. So it is definitely a different option. Here's one on a card front. So, you know, our folders can be used like that. You could put it on a scrapbook page, and then we'll get back to the back or back to the front. No coordinating stamps with this one, just the dies. And Stephanie does have a couple videos there with us. You can see, look at this video. Look how it's all yellow looking or pinkish looking. Little by little, my camera settings have gotten better over time. I didn't have anybody to train me to do this stuff at the beginning, so I was just kind of trying to figure it out and learn it on my own. And some of the time I don't know how to do all the settings on all these different technical electronic things, so it's kind of learned by practice. So you can see that old video is kind of yellowish, and the new ones should be much nicer looking videos. But anyhow, we're making progress, right? We're improving. That is the goal here, to try to make things better and better. We're doing our best. Okay, let me show you my card samples from the design team, and they're all really nice. We have a lot of fun card ideas here. You might have seen most of these on what we just checked out on the website, but it's kind of fun. Now, I always say to see them in person, but this isn't really in person, right? If you're watching on video, it's not really in person, but it will work. Let me get back over the chat to make sure I haven't missed anything. Okay. Love is always in the season. Upstairs hobby room says yes. Okay, here's just a really basic. And that, whoops, maybe you want to see what I'm showing you. There you go. Very, very basic. Just a light pink, maybe our bubblegum paper with guava maybe on top. Here's how we're talking about different themes. Grateful. Now this one was not even a fold. The designer had just cut it out, so you could add it, like I had said, to a front of a card, a 5x7 or an A2 size card. That would work with that. Now, if you want to do the fold, you have the option. You can put the fold on top, like this one. And I think most of the designers do choose to do on top. But it can also be on the side. And I'll keep an eye out to see if I have any side opening ones here. This one says love. I like this one. It's real pretty. I'm not sure how our designer colored that, got all those different colors in there, if they actually did color each one of the little shapes. And still looking for a side one, not yet. There's our little gnome with the mushrooms. Thinking of you. Oh, here's a side one. Great. So you have the option. You can open it up that way, and you see how much space you have to work with on the inside, which is kind of nice. Here, our designer has added some extra stamps and dies to the front. Great idea. You're a great catch. And that is a side opening one there too. And here it is on the card front. I think we saw this one on the website. Where would I be without you? It says. That's a nice looking card. And for a guy, it says for my guy. You have a heart, but it doesn't always have to be pink or soft. It can be more of a interesting for a guy, right, to have the darker colors. And our last one says you hold the key, and it must be to my heart, I would guess, right? Nothing on the inside, but that's a nice combo there. Okay, before we go check it out on the workstation over there, let's do our this is a quiz that is winter themed. Hi Ruth, Debbie. Hope you're, I was wondering, Ruth, I meant to ask you the other night if how your tests came back. I know you ended up going on a trip, so I assume you must be doing okay, that the tests came out all right. So I was meaning to ask you that the other night when we were on the live stream. Okay, these questions, you'll have to keep track for yourself. There are a bunch of questions. We'll see how it's going. There are actually 25 questions, but just for fun, you see how many you think you can get right. And I'm going to try to answer them all myself. But if you want, down here in the comments, if you think I'm wrong on any of them, you tell me. And just for fun, you try to keep track and see how many you think you get right. This is on a website called trivianerd.com. There are a bunch of advertisements around it, so let me see if I can. I don't think I can get rid of those, but I'll show you what I see. Let's see. Yeah, that works. Okay. All right, let's get started. Here we go. So quiz time. Do your best to answer these. This is just for fun. Makes us think a little bit, and add your answers if you want in the comments. But I'm going to see how many I think I can get right. Uh-oh. Is that good or bad, Ruth? I'm not sure that terminology that you're telling me, so I hope good, but we'll keep you in our prayers, okay? Here we go. Let me switch over to that. And this is a winter themed questions, okay, you guys? Winter themed. The first question, and I don't think I can get rid of these advertisements, but I'm going to try. No, we're stuck with that one. Okay. There's a picture of a city back there. Which frosty land became the battleground for the world's biggest ever snowball showdown? Now, I'm not gonna. That makes me think of Seattle, that needle there. So I'm gonna say it's United States. Maybe it's Toronto. I don't know. Which would be Canada. I'm gonna go Canada. All right. Okay. Here we go. So I did get that one right. Correct. You guys answer too. See how many you think you're getting right. I'm going to try to keep track the best I can of my answers. Next question. How many snow warriors joined the epic record-breaking snowball fight, turning winter into a white frenzy? Look how many people are out there. I'm just guessing on this one, so I'm going to guess. Oh, why would they say over 7,000? I'm going to try that one. Over 7,000. Ah, good. They kind of gave us a hint on that one, don't you think? Don't you think? Next. What gnawing sensation cranks up during winter, making your tummy feel the chill just as much as the air? What gnawing sensation cranks up during winter, making your tummy feel the chill just as much as the air? Doesn't seem like it'd be sunburn. Thirst. It's got to be hunger, right? See, this one might be too easy. Let's try a few more. During the winter, the body's metabolism can increase to generate more heat to maintain a stable internal temperature, which can lead to an increase in appetite and hunger. That was the answer to that, huh? What cosmic tilt decides whether you're sipping hot cocoa in the northern hemisphere or enjoying summer in the south? I don't know. Oh, it's the Earth, right? It's however the Earth's axis tilt, right? Okay. Few more. Are you guys getting these right like me? If I'm getting them all right, probably something's wrong if I can get all these right. What classic winter pastime has you channeling your inner frost by sculpting a frosty friend from snow? Ah, this is an easy one, right? Building a snowman? Couple more. I thought this was going to be more challenging. Which chilly adventure has you zooming down snowy hills on a sled like a kid on a sugar rush? Bobsledding? Sledging. I have never even heard of that. Has anybody heard of sledging? I have never heard of sledging. Sledging. Has anybody heard of that term, sledging? Sleigh, yes, Anne. I would say sleigh, but sledging? I have never heard of that. Sledging, also known as sledding. Okay. Well, I just have never heard of that word. What green veggie stands tall in winter gardens, often starring in holiday side dishes? Ooh, now it's getting tougher. What green veggie stands tall in winter gardens, often starring in holiday side dishes? Obviously, it's not bananas or carrots. The Brussels sprouts or kale? I think it's Brussels sprouts. I'm going Brussels sprouts. Yes. I actually saw some Brussels sprouts somewhere on how they grow on the plant. I had never seen that before, but when I saw that picture, I remembered. Frankenstein, good. Brussels. Which tart and festive fruit gets its break during the winter harvest? Perfect for cranberry sauce. Well, yeah, this one, I think we're just going to do a couple more and then I'm going to give up. Some of these are too easy. Cranberries. What fluffy white stuff is mostly made up of tiny ice crystals and a whole lot of air? Would you guess ice crystals? Incorrect. What? Snow is mostly... Oh, I misread it. That's what I get for not paying attention. I know that snow is mostly made up of air. I know that, but I didn't read the question right. So, two wrong. Which winter month lights up the sky with spectacular meteor showers, perfect for making a wish? Which month would that be? Well, it can't be July. I don't know this one. Does anybody know when there's most of the meteor showers? Which month it is? Does anybody know which month it is? It's not July. Which month do we get the most meteor showers? December, February, or January? Anybody know? Nobody's answering this one. So I'm just going to guess on my own. I'm going to guess January. Incorrect. It was December. Now it's getting tougher, I think. Thanks, you guys. Now you answer, Amanda and Sylvie and Deb. Gotta be faster. Name the two adrenaline-pumping Winter Olympic sports where athletes race down icy tracks at breakneck speeds. Am I crooked? Hang on, I think my camera is crooked here a little bit. Hang on. Got it. That was easy. What is that? It's not baseball and soccer. It's not, it could be skeleton and speed skating, not curling and ice hockey. Oh, it's got to be this one, bobsleigh and luge. Yes. Okay. Oh, I got a text here. Hang on. Oh. Let's see. Next. Couple more, because these are getting a little more challenging. What global spectacle showcases the coolest sports played on snow and ice featuring athletes from around the world? Which one of these? Come on, you guys. You know it's the Winter Olympics. What year did the Winter Olympics start? Does anybody know that one? That is a little bit tougher one. I know it's in the 1900s. What year was the first Winter Olympics? Anybody know the first Winter Olympics? I'm going to guess... anybody know the first Winter Olympics? Anybody going to help me on this one? I'm going to guess 48. Oh, Shelby says 24. I'm going to go then. Shelby, I'm going to count on you on this one. Good job, Shelby and Janet. Thank you. Thank you. I would have got that one wrong. What colorful transformation do trees' leaves undergo in autumn before winter's icy grip takes hold? What do they call that? What colorful transformation do tree leaves undergo in autumn before winter's icy? What? I don't understand these questions. It's not ice cream. Clouds containing moisture. Ground temperature? I don't know. Let's say ground temperature. Does anybody know? I'm a little bit lost on this one. I don't understand the question. Nope. It was clouds containing moisture. I don't understand that one. Let's go. I only have 71% correct, you guys. This is terrible. How do hardy crops become winter heroes? By feeding our furry and feathered friends when food is scarce. How do hardy crops become winter heroes? By feeding our furry and feathered friends when food is scarce. I don't know. They turn brown, red, or orange? I just guessed. Last one. We can't continue on this one. How do crops nurture animals during the winter? Not by offering shade from the sun, by providing fresh fruits and vegetables, by singing lullabies, no, by providing stored grains and hay for their food. Incorrect. By providing stored. Okay, enough of that one. I ended up with 69% right. How were you guys doing on those? How do you think you were doing? Some of these questions were not that great. There were some weird questions on this one. I will find a better one next time. Okay, let's get rid of that. What can I say? I tried. Trivia nerd is not so great as our other ones, but we got a few right. Almost 70%. And that's not even a C. I'm like down in the D territory, you guys. That's terrible. I thought, like I said at the beginning, I thought these were going to be easy, but no, not so. All right, let's move on over and check this die set out. That's what we're here for. There we go. All righty. There's our dies, and we have the inside, and this will be the outside die that we will use to actually make the fold it. And you know, we've made lots of fold its here on Take Two Tuesday. They're very easy to do. And I will see what we can put together here real quick. Just going to use some basic white cardstock that I have handy. And we're going to go ahead and we fold this in half. Just like that. Trying to get that really folded down. Now, a little tip, I know I have found a couple of sheets of cardstock here that have been just too thick for this to work. This is a normal, I don't know the weights, but if you know your cardstock is really, really super thick at the beginning, it's a possibility it won't work since it's folded. Or you might have to try running it through the machine a couple times. That could solve the problem. I didn't try that, but just a heads up on that. So let's run that through. When you do the fold, it says place fold here on the die, and it also says that on the side. Remember how we had the option? And we're just going to let this die run just a little bit over the edge. That's how we get the fold on the card. Now, when we do that, it leaves us with a couple of odd-looking lines, straight lines, that we will have to cover up. So I'll show you what I'm talking about here. All right. You see I have my sweatshirt on still. It's, like I said, it's pretty cold here today, and the office is not warming up. So I am keeping my sweatshirt on, and I know some of you guys are cold as well. So here we have our fold it. Worked out just nice, but you see those straight edges there? We want to get rid of that. We want to cover that up. It just doesn't look right. So we're going to take that same die and we're going to run it through again. And I suppose you could use a different colored cardstock if you want, but we're just sticking with white here. And we'll run that through there. I think it's probably best, whatever you want your card front color to be, to use the same color for the base, I would assume. because you might see a little bit of outline on the side. I'm not 100% positive. Maybe you could test that. I want to try to save some of this cardstock for later, so I'm going to put that right up there on the edge. I'm going to run this through again. And this will give us a nice full shape of the heart. Now we have the heart shape and none of those lines. See the difference? So you see these straight edge lines here? No good. That's the normal shape of heart. So what do we want to do? We just want to take this and cover up this front. So that's what we're going to do. I will add some adhesive to this folded card here to the front. We'll add that on there. And boom. There we have our folded card. And it opens up just like that. Again, we could have done it on the side if we'd wanted to, but we did the top opening. And now I want to decorate it a little bit. I have these strings here. Let's see, I'm looking for something kind of fancy. And I do have an idea. Oh, I should have done my heart a different color. It would have showed up better. Do I have a different heart? Let's see what else I can find. Give me 1 second. I wanted to use this glitter and see how it would turn out with the string, but I needed a dark. I would have needed a dark base. So let's save this. We'll save this for another time. Okay, we'll save this glitter paper, but I bet it was going to look good. I'll leave that off here to the side. We'll try that again another time. Let's see what else I have. I have a big stack of colors around here. Let's see what we can find. Got stamps of life. We have pearl papers. We have glitter papers. Do I have anything that might look nice? Let's give this one a shot. This might look pretty sharp. I do have some foil. So I have this kind of, it's like our gold foil. I'm not sure how it looks there on the camera. It might look silvery, but this is gold. And I'm going to take one of the sheets, our adhesive sheets here. And make sure I have the right camera on. Yep, looks good there. I'm going to grab one of those sheets and I'm going to take this and kind of make it into a sticker. So all you do, if you're not familiar with these, it says peel here. You're going to peel that. And again, it's just making my cardstock into a sticker. Just think of it that way, real simple. And I have my sheet and my cardstock. I want to try to keep that nice and flat so most of it gets covered. Let's see, that looks pretty good. I'll add that right to the top. Okay, so there is our gold foil, and it is now a sticker. And the reason is, we want to use the adhesive. It would be kind of challenging to get adhesive onto all of this and make it stick real well. When we die cut this now, it should peel off real easy and make it so we can stick this right onto the card front without using adhesive. So that's what we're going to try to do. Let's run this through one more time. Now, you might have stamps and dies already that you like, some certain theme. You can add those to the front of this card. Maybe you have some favorite images. Maybe there's some sentiment that you want to add to the front. You can do just about anything you want with this string. What is it called again? String art heart. Folded card. That is always a lot for me. That string art heart always gets me. Okay, there we go. Doesn't that look pretty just by itself? And you're just going to pop that out of there. It's going to get kind of crazy messy here, but while this is all together, let's just pop all those little pieces out there. You probably could use some of these for something. I'm not sure. Do you have any guys have any ideas what you could use all these little extra pieces for? Because they are basically stickers. You just peel off that back and you could add it to a card. You could decorate somehow. So you get all these extra pieces that I'm punching through here that our die has created. If you, like me, I don't like to waste things if I don't have to. So I would try to maybe come up with some idea, some way to decorate another card with those little pieces. Now, some of them are probably too tiny to use, but the larger ones, like these ones here, you might find ways to just add a little bit of interest to your other cards and then get the most out of using what you have. So I'm going to go ahead and get my roller tool here, and I did get most of it out, but there are a few pieces there that are just not quite wanting to pop out. So this should get rid of those. You can see just about all of the shiny parts are just about gone, so I think I just about have them all. Okay, now before I add this one, because this one is probably going to look a little more spectacular or exciting, however you want to term it, I'm going to give you one more idea before I add this to the card front. Because once it's in place, it's going to really be in place. So got all that, and this is just going to end up being a sticker. But yesterday I had been practicing with the dies a little bit, the folded die, and I created this one. Now it doesn't have any adhesive on it, but just give you an idea. If you wanted to go with something like this color, you could definitely do that. That's easy. You could add, do I have any, I think I used this little character before, but you could do something like that. You have your little sentiment on there. This is our little pudgy elephant. I know I had shown him before. I need to find some more like that. But anyhow, you can see you can mix and match and add those together. That was a nice, easy one. But here we're using the gold foil. Let's go ahead and try to peel that off. Oh, it popped out for me, so that's good. Look at that. Doesn't that look really nice? We're going to see if that peels the way it should. This is where I'm going to start bringing my glasses over here, because I know I'm supposed to peel it, but I can't actually see what my fingers are doing here because my eyes just don't see that small stuff quite as easily as I should be seeing it. Well, it was a bummer when my eyes started to go bad a few years ago. I'd always had really good luck with my eyes, but all of a sudden one day I went to read and everything was blurry. I was like, oh, bummer. Fortunately, looking far away, everything's good. I got to get my glasses. Sorry. Hang in there. I'm just not able to do this without seeing what my fingers are doing. I apologize. I have my glasses here. And now I can at least see what's happening here. There we go. See, if I could see what's happening, I could actually do this without seeing where I'm trying to pull this apart. Made it really difficult. All right, this part on my left is the sticker, the extra part that was the adhesive. That's trash, but this piece here should be nice and sticky. We can add that to our card front. So let's try to do that. We're going to add that right on top, and that should be nice and centered. Wow, that looks really good. So that is just using a gold foil. We have other options. Maybe you have some foil papers that you would like to use. I really like that combination. I thought that would turn out kind of a classy look, the white with the gold. I know it looks probably silver to you, but we do have silver options. Let me see what other foil papers I had down here before we move on. I did have a couple other colors. So here at the Stamps of Life, we also have, I could have used this blue foil. That would look really nice. Maybe with a light blue background. We have these glitter papers, bunch of different colors. These would all really look good. On white, they would all come out nice, but maybe you find some other color combination that they would turn out good as well. This is like a black or a licorice. And I know these are ours too. There is a glitter paper, this is probably our gold, I'm guessing. And this is like a copper. So any of those would look really nice with this die set combination here. And that is the art heart. Here we go. The string. Where is my package? Because I can't even say it. The string. If I read it, it'll help me, I'm sure. The string art heart folded die set. That is a lot to say. Basic words, but that combination just throws me off. And there you go. Open it up, add your sentiments in there. Of course, you can finish it off in the back with one of your personalized stamps. All right, that's our first item that we're looking at. I have really made a mess over here, so when we come back, I'm sure it's going to cause some problems, but we're just going to leave this as it is right now. Maybe this color will show up a little bit better when I'll show you over here on my desktop. Maybe it shows up a little bit better. Let's give it a try. So I hope you like that. Yes, Teresa, you're right. The foils, the glitter stuff, it's awesome. That aqua color was one of our pearl papers. So if you have any of those, they're just a basic way to really make your card look, how would you say, stand out a lot more, but just real basic and clean and an easy way. I always like to use those as, it's kind of like an embellishment, but it's just a little higher level of paper. And you probably have some of these. You could also try with some pattern papers, like you could on the front of this card. You could add another layer if you wanted. It could be pattern paper behind the back. You have that option too. Let me show you this here over on our other little table there. Yeah, it stands out. You can see the color a little bit better over here. So that gold really pops out. And you could add a nice sentiment, maybe an anniversary card or like just a note for a friend. Easy, easy, fun. I hope you like that one. Alrighty, we are moving on. Our next item, like I said, we're doing, this is like a super fold it day. I would almost call it a Friday fold it day, but it's not Friday. So we're just here on Take Two Tuesday fold it day. But it would sound better with the Friday, right? Friday fold its. But we are looking at, our next one is going to be, let me switch over and find my little information here. This is going to be the strawberry fold it. So it is going to be kind of similar in shape, but this has a little bit more. It does have a bunch of dies on here. I'll show you this on the website. You get a bunch of these dies here. And it is from, when is it? February of 2019. So going back a little bit further. So if you have it, you may have forgotten about this one. That would be 6 years ago, almost 6 years ago. So if you have it, you're probably digging down at the back of your closet or way back in your drawer, however you store things. It could be a forgotten die set. But spring is coming. And this will be a good time to have, this would work any time of the year. Strawberries are fine. But I kind of think of the fruits coming into season in the spring. My question before we move on, do you have a way that you like to, and we'll get some fun facts for the strawberries before we look at this. Do you have a favorite way to eat strawberries? And the first thing that popped in my mind was chocolate covered strawberries. If you guys like strawberries, what's your favorite way to eat a strawberry? Some other options I thought of, maybe you have something else, but these were some of the ones I thought, like strawberry shortcake, chocolate covered strawberries. Some people put strawberries on their cereal. I'm not much into fruit on my cereal, but do you have any ways that you like to eat strawberries? You could have it just a plain strawberry, strawberry shortcake, I said, or maybe on a salad. So there's some different options. Do you have any ways you like to eat strawberries? And that's a good one, strawberry sundae. I also like strawberry jelly, right? Michelle's not a strawberry fan. Frank and Sharon on ice cream. That's good. Yeah. I think, I don't know, do you guys, any of you make, this is kind of old school, but where you would have the ice cream that they would have my alarm's going off already. I'm a little late and then I had our delay. So hang in there with me. We'll get to this. Did any of you, this is going back in time, like I said, this is back in the 80s for me, but they had these ice cream churns where you would use rock ice, ice, and you put rock salt on the side, and then you would crank it around, and you'd put the cream in this churn, and you'd churn it yourself. Oh, that was the best ice cream. Well, we used to do that when we would go back to Missouri. My grandfather had a farm back there, and we would go check on it in every summer, and we would make ice cream back then, real fresh ice cream. It was so good. But some of the things you could put in it was you could add, we would add bananas some of the time, or strawberries like this, but it was basically vanilla ice cream, but you could add little extra things in there. Yeah, so Shelby says she still has one of those. Do they call it a ice cream churn, or I'm not sure. I can't remember the terminology, but it was fun. But it would be a lot of work. You'd be cranking this thing, and like nothing was happening because the ice cream doesn't get going until it gets really cold. So you just be cranking and cranking and cranking, and like nothing's happening. But eventually that ice and that salt, the rock salt on the side, somehow gets super cold, and it would make that cream turn into to really nice, smooth ice cream, like soft serve ice cream. And the longer you let it set, the firmer it would get. And that was one of the hardest things. You would do all the work, and then you had to be really patient and let it kind of set. Yeah, Shelby says ice cream churn. Yeah, ours, the ones I remember were like wooden and old-fashioned, but wow, they made the best ice cream. I always loved that. And so that was a memory from when I was a kid. So your favorite ice cream, or your favorite strawberry ways? Yep, strawberry shortcake. You could add strawberries into your ice cream. You could have strawberry French toast. That's a good one. And like, strawberries are usually kind of sweet. I don't know why we have to have all these extras, right? All these extra ways, syrup on your strawberries, but it's all possible. Strawberries, yeah, most of them, I will not go into any more details, but memory of strawberries that was not so great just popped into my mind, so we'll leave that one alone. Oh, and I forgot to mention, also during this, at the end, after we look at these strawberries, we will do our good news segment. We'll be in Matthew chapter 21 if you want to get ready for that. Okay, get your Bible, and we'll do a little devotion at the end. We'll go through Matthew chapter 21. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Okay, so let's see. We're supposed to get our fun facts for strawberries. Excuse me. Here we go. There are some unusual things about strawberries. Let me pop over to that screen so you can get some of this information that I will share with you. Is that going to show up? There we go. Okay. Fun facts about strawberries. The early fruit tastes the sweetest. Okay, so if you like strawberries, it's better to get them at the beginning of the strawberry season, which I think is usually spring, right? Yes, it says the beginning of spring. What else? Then our next is strawberries are, this one is really weird. Strawberries are a type of rose. Did anybody know that? That is one that I had never heard. Strawberries are a type of rose. They're related somehow to the rose family. Interesting. Strawberries can be a variety of different colors. I didn't know this one either, but it says you can get white, pink, yellow, and golden hued strawberries. Whenever I see ones like that, it makes me think that they're not ripe or something went wrong with them. But I guess you can make them that way. It says somehow they cross the seeds, something like that. Here's another interesting one that you probably didn't know about strawberries. It says strawberries contain more vitamin C than oranges. Anybody know that? Strawberries have more vitamin C than oranges. Isn't that interesting? Huh. Americans eat 8 pounds of strawberries per year. That is a lot of strawberries. I don't know how to say this word, but there is such a thing as a fear of strawberries. Fragoriophobia. I know the last part, phobia. I hope none of you are afraid of strawberries. And if you are, I'm not trying to tease you or make fun of you, okay? I don't want anybody to get upset. We're just having fun. National Pick Strawberries Day is celebrated on May 20th. So if you want to make a big celebration out of it, wait till May 20th. Ancient Romans believed that strawberries alleviated a variety of ails. What kind of things? Included melancholy, how do you say it, melancholy. So I guess if you felt down, they'd feed you some strawberries. Fainting, strawberries can keep you from fainting, inflammation, and fevers. I don't know if any of those things are true, but that's what they thought way back then. There's a museum in Belgium just for strawberries. So if you're really into strawberries, you can go check out the museum. California, that's where I live, produces 80% of the strawberries in the U.S. 80% right here from Southern California. I know we grow a ton of fruits and vegetables. So is strawberry a fruit? Yes or no? Here's some questions for us. Strawberry is a fruit, but it's sometimes called a false fruit. A false fruit. One other interesting thing is strawberries, the seeds are on the outside. Let's see, strawberries, I think they found them, are native to North America. And until, let's see, strawberries became popular in England in 1700s and 1800s. And let's see, California produces more strawberries than any other state, planting 35,000 acres along the coast. We used to have a lot of strawberry patches here in Orange County. Obviously, Orange County, it was at one time noted for oranges. And probably even before my time, almost the whole county was orange trees. And little by little, those have disappeared. I think there are very few orange groves now. And then we did have strawberry fields for a long time. There's a couple different Costco's that if you were there maybe 10 or 15 years ago, they had strawberry fields all around them. But little by little, the strawberry fields are disappearing and big buildings are going up in place. So, yeah, things change. All this land that used to be all around us that was at one time all empty is really, really filling in. Probably you notice that some of the time in the areas you live, how things change. Okay, let's check these out. I just have a couple samples here, not a whole lot. So let me show you what I have, and then we'll check out the website. And we were just talking about, you can have different colors of strawberries. Here's kind of like a pink shaded strawberries. And very nice, You're Sweet. And it has this side fold, a little bit of decoration on the inside. There's a more traditional looking strawberry there with your black seeds. That makes me think of watermelon, but it looks right. Doesn't it look right? But I think the seeds are usually more of a light color, but it makes me think of a strawberry, definitely. And here is a strawberry using a couple different pattern papers. And it looks like a Stamps of Life picnic basket there. And what is that picnic from? Oh, does it say? Does it say? No. Strawberry folded, strawberries to stamp, more strawberries stamp. It doesn't tell us what that picnic basket is from, but I think it's from picnic to stamp. And it says, you are very sweet. Nice. And it has a little bit. Very, very happy birthday to you. That looks nice on the inside. Card well done. Okay, and on our website, let's see what we have there for strawberry. So if you go on the website, you just type in strawberry, you're going to find it. We have a few different strawberry items, but if you do strawberry and fold it, this is what's going to pop up. Ooh, not that. There we go. There's our strawberry fold it. And you can see there are, I think, some more samples down here. Let's run through those samples. We'll make them a little bit larger. And there's all the dies you get. We'll count them when we get back. It looks like 6, maybe 4, 6 dies. We did see that one, You're Sweet. And we saw the You're Very Sweet. Here's a couple different examples. That one is really nice. Look at those flowers and the little butterfly on there. Great idea. And a stuffy. And back to our regular image. All right. So that is on the website. Just type in strawberry fold it. There is a video for it down there. And then you can see all the other strawberry items we have. And let's double check on the count. The count is, so it's an A2 card and has 6 dies. 6 dies in this collection. So you're going to get the 2 big dies to make the strawberry, the 2 that will make the top. And then you have the little seeds there. Okay, let's go check it out. We're going to move over to the die cutting station and take a look at these. And we're going to get rid of that. Okay. Oh, I see. I told you it was getting messy over there. Look at all that junk. Leftover scraps. That's what happens, right? When you're kind of being creative. And I know that being creative can be a little bit messy, which is, again, fine. But for me, whenever I leave all this stuff all behind like it is right now, it just becomes clutter. And then I start losing things. And so, see these dies? They'll probably disappear. And these dies will likely disappear on this table somehow. But we'll try to keep moving forward. Again, from that card we had just made, I have all these leftovers. I don't know what we could do with those, but there is something we could probably decorate with those because they are, what would you say, pretty, colorful, they would add a lot of interest to something. So let's see if we can save those somewhere. I'll set them off over here to the side for now. Okay, and let's break out our dies here for our string. No, we're not on the string art heart. Now I'm seeing that because I left all this stuff here on the desk. So our strawberry folded. Let's see what we can do with this one. And I think I have some cardstock ready to go. Oh, and I happened to find some foil for this one too. I wonder if I'll use that. Let's see, what are we going to do? No, we're not going to use that this time. We won't use the foil this time since we used it on the other card. But there was one option. That foil looked like it would be really nice for the front of a card. We're going to go ahead and fold this. Now this cardstock is a little bit thicker, so I'm probably pushing the limit on this die. Let's see what happens. Because this cardstock sheet is definitely thicker than the last one I had used. Again, I'm not sure numbers on the weights or anything like that, but I'm really going to get that folded down. We'll run it through once, see what happens, and then we might have to run it through a second time. I'm probably going to run it through twice just to make sure. I think my chances will be better just because, again, that cardstock is a little heavier in weight. Okay, let's crank that through there. Oh, it worked out fine. So I ran that through twice. It is a little bit thicker. Look at that crazy line there on the top. We can't have that. So we're going to have to run this through one more time. I'm wondering if I left myself enough space to be able to use this. No, didn't quite. So close, so close. I don't think that's going to quite make it. Let's just get a new sheet. So if I would have been a little more careful, I would have been able to get an additional cut on that one. And now I got to see if I have another sheet of cardstock that will match that one. Usually I have a ton of that strawberry color or cranberry, whatever we want to call it. But now that I need it, it has suddenly all disappeared. I found some. All right, here we go. Okay, we're going to run that through one more time. This will get us our front layer. And I think I had just one sheet. This was, I see I had two sheets there. I knew it felt a little bit extra thick. Run that through the machine. I've been doing pretty good getting these cutting pads lined up lately. You haven't heard all that crazy squeaking, right? Remember I used to hit the sides a lot more and the machine, it would kind of get jammed and stuck and make all kinds of crazy noise. Now there is our front. And now you see how the desk is getting a little messier here. I've misplaced that. Okay, there's the regular heart. So this will just, or not heart, strawberry. That's going to go right on top of there. Let's go ahead and add that. Trying to keep things moving here because I know I started late and I don't want to keep you guys too long today. We're going to add that to the front. And there is our fold-it card. Easy to make. Fun one there. That's real good. Easy card to make. And let's go ahead and check out. I do have some This is a foil paper, but kind of like our licorice version. Let me see if I can die cut that with those smaller dies and see how that turns out. Okay. And do I have adhesive on that? I do not. Let's see. So I'm going to take, I have to have adhesive on this or this is not going to work. Did I have a piece of licorice with adhesive on it? No, I don't think I do. Okay, let's see. What are we going to do here? So I have that, but I need to get another sheet of adhesive paper here. And I could try it without, but those little dots are going to be so small, I don't think it's going to turn out that great. So we don't want to do that. Oh, come on now. There we go. And again, just like the last time, we're going to go ahead and peel that. And I just have this small section, so I'm just going to cut off a little section of this. There's no reason to use it all because I'm not going to cut that much. If I have some scissors, I'll just trim this down just a little bit and we'll just add it into the corner. We don't have to ration this stuff, but it's a good chance to try to get a little extra use out of this. Now, did I mess it up by cutting that? Let me get my glasses again. Hang in there. If I can get this to peel, we'll be good. There we go. So we'll open that up. This is our sticky side here. And we'll put it right here on the corner. And we're going to run this through our machine. If we can find those little seeds there, we'll add that to the top. I lost one of the dies for, oh, there's the other little seed dies. Probably you guys saw them over there and you were hollering at me. They're over on the right, but I found them. Okay, I've got that. Let's go ahead and run it through here and see how these turn out. Now again, I don't think that strawberries usually have black seeds, but for some reason, the seeds just seem right on the outside of these cards, so we'll see how it comes out. But of course, the number one thing that would have, oh, these are going to be tough to do. Gosh, I don't think I'm going to be able to peel these. Look how tiny these are, you guys. It will take me forever to try to peel those. What did I do? I could definitely do it, but let's see. I'll try one or two. I had wanted to put a whole bunch on the card, but these are so tiny. I don't know if I can do this, but let's see what happens. Who knows? Okay, here's my card. I don't want to lose these. My fingers can barely even hold these little stickers. I could peel it. Yeah. No. I thought I had started to get that to go. Like that. I think Stephanie has some tricks to do these, but I don't know what the trick is. Okay, here's one anyway. Let's go ahead and add that to there. And I'll do one more, just to give you an idea. You could do it. It's going to take a little bit of time if you use this. Maybe you have smaller fingers than me, and you probably have practiced doing things like this a little more often than me, so you're probably better at it than I would be. There, that was faster. So you could decorate and get all your little black seeds on here. Good. And let's go ahead and add a top to this card as well. See how crazy it's getting here. I can find everything. Now everything is there. Oh, there's our top. Good. And we'll do a shadow and just need a couple green colors here. There's one. That will look nice, and see if there's something we could layer that onto. That looks a little bit different. Just to give it a little, yeah, those two will look good. We can do that. We'll run them both through at the same time. Save us a little bit of time here. This darker we'll use for the, let's have that for the outside. Actually, we're going to reverse that. I want that darker to show up because that paper is a little bit more exciting. Okay, here we go. So this would be the top of our card, the little stem, and we'll have a couple of different green colors to give it a little bit of interest. I won't glue these together just to save us time, but I'll layer them and show you what you would get. There's our inside piece. And again, our folders are easy to do, guys, don't you think? Folders are easy, so those would layer together, a couple nice colors. And where is the rest of our card? Lost somewhere on this table, I assume. There it is. So now picture, you got your little seeds, your little strawberry seeds all over, and then you can just add that right to the top. Doesn't that look nice? That was not hard. That was pretty easy. Probably took longer to peel these than any other of the steps that we had done. So you go ahead and add some adhesive here, and you just be able to attach that. That's the Stamps of Life Fold It card. It's an A2 shaped strawberry. So today we looked at the stringed heart and we looked at the strawberry, so that was fun. And I hope you guys like those. Easy ones to do. Don't you think? We like easy around here, especially for me. I like easy. Give me 1 second. I got to step back over here real quick. Okay, let's head on to our good news segment. Today I'm using my Bible app. We are in Matthew chapter 21 if you're hanging along and following along with us. Thank you again for everybody for joining me today for Take Two Tuesday. I hope you're having a great, wonderful day. And if you have your Bible, you want to get into Matthew. Let's see if we can get this to open up. Matthew 20. Come on, stay on now. Matthew 21. Now, if you're new, we just are once a week, we're just doing a little devotional. It's really good to get into a kind of a pattern of spending some time in God's Word. And so if this helps you to do that, I hope it encourages you. It kind of reminds me to study because I kind of think about this, each chapter that we're going to read. I think about it ahead of time. So I kind of know, hopefully I have some things to say and comment on. And hopefully you'll get some encouragement or something to build you up to. In Matthew chapter 1, remember we are 21. We're going along with Jesus. He is now going, they had been out in kind of what they call the Judean area outside of the big city of Jerusalem. Most of the population was condensed in Jerusalem. And this is where most of his opposition was to the people, the religious leaders, they would call them like the Pharisees, the scribes, the priests, the people who were really against Jesus. Their home base is kind of Jerusalem. Well, now he is going into Jerusalem. Oh, let me fix that down there real quick. And he's going to meet some opposition, right? He's going to meet some opposition. Let me get rid of that. We don't need that up there anymore. So this is going to be a challenging time, and they call this the, if you're familiar with, if you go to church or Easter time, celebration time, this is the week before as he's entering, what do they call it? Palm Sunday. This is Palm Sunday. So if you're familiar with that term, think of it as we are with Jesus and it's Palm Sunday right now. And he is entering into Jerusalem. At the beginning of the chapter, we'll do the overview and then come back to the main part. If you're looking at verse 1 through 11, he enters into the town and they're praising him. They have like a big parade. There could be several hundred thousand people in the city, up to millions. Tons of people would come over to celebrate Passover at this time of the year. And that was one of the commands that the families were to come together and they would come to worship at the temple. And they would bring their offerings to God. And so they're celebrating this. And so this big parade comes in with Jesus riding in on a donkey. The people are all excited. They're praising and shouting and total excitement in the town. Great for Jesus. He's making his public He's making his ministry public, and the problem is the opposition, they're not going to like this very much. So we're going to get to that. So he goes in, then he enters into the temple, and that's the section we'll come back to, which is verses 12 through 17. And then we encounter this fig tree in verse 13. It has no fruit on it, and Jesus causes it to wither, kind of like putting some type of curse on it. And he says, it doesn't have any fruit. And so he says, may you never grow fruit again. And in Israel, the fig tree is a picture of the nation. And so this kind of symbolizes what was happening there in Israel. They should have been bearing fruit for God, but they weren't. And so this is kind of like a prophecy of kind of what's going to happen as Jesus causes the tree to wither. Then they come and they question him, asking him, hey, Jesus, you had this big parade and everybody's announcing that you're the Messiah and the Savior, but who gave you this authority? And so they're kind of challenging him again, and he counters with them, trying to get them to be honest and truthful with him, but they won't respond to his questions. And so he says, if you're not going to be honest with me, I'm not going to be honest with you. And so he just kind of ignores their question. And then he goes on with these parables that, again, we have these guys who are supposed to be representing God and are doing a very poor job of it. And that would be, again, like the scribes, the Pharisees, the priests, the people involved with the temple. And they're really misrepresenting God. And there's a couple of parables that Jesus tells here where there's this first parable where there's these two sons, and the father says, I want you to go do this. The one son says, I'll do it, but he never does it. And then the other son, says, no, I'm not going to do it. But in the end, he does do what the father asked him to do. So Jesus says, which one did what the father wanted? And they said the second group. And that was right. The one who started off not so well, but ended up well. And then, so Jesus is kind of comparing that to the religious people. They thought they were, we're doing what God wants us to do. But in the end, their hearts were really not right in the right place with God. And so in the end, they were not doing what God wanted them to do. And vice versa, the people who seemed like lost or distant from God, as they're interacting with Jesus, something is sparking and coming alive, and they're starting to put their faith in God. And so maybe they had started off in a poor direction. Now things had changed and they're coming to God. So there's those two different groups of people. And then we have this parable where there's these people who are supposed to be in charge of, parables are not real stories. Remember that parables are just kind of like a made up story, but that is somewhat relatable to the people so that they could get an understanding of some principle. Well, this principle is being taught that there is this, a master who owns, or a vineyard owner. He owns this property, and he has a group of, they call them, I think, vine dressers, take care of the land. But they changed their mind in this story, and they said, as the owner checks on his land, he would send messengers all the way even up to his son to check on the properties. Well, these guys were bad guys, and they wanted the property for themselves. And it says that they would beat up the messengers or kill some of them. And when the son comes, they say, hey, here comes the heir. Let's kill him too, and then the land will be ours. And so Jesus told them this story, and he asked these guys, the guys who were in the opposition, what do you think about this story, guys? And they said, that owner of that land, he should destroy those people who killed his messengers and killed his son. And Jesus said, that's kind of, you're right. You answered correctly. The master, the owner of that property, should come and destroy those guys. But it says that now when the chief priests and Pharisees heard this is down around verse 42, they perceived that he was speaking about them. But when they sought to lay hands on him, they feared the multitudes because they took him as a prophet. So they knew Jesus was telling these parables about them. They were the poor sons, the son that did not do well. They were this terrible group of vine dressers that worked the land and tried to steal it for themselves. They were these people. And Jesus was trying to warn them. And they go, I think he's talking about us. And you wouldn't want to be in this position where they said the master should destroy them. That's what Jesus was saying. Hey, you guys are out of line where God wants you to be. And so we get that. And so he's telling these parables. He's trying to get their attention. They are not hearing anything that God is trying to say to them. Their hearts are growing harder and harder. So we want to go back to verse, let's see. This is where Jesus goes to the temple. So starting at verse 12, and I'll pull up these verses for you. Let's find starting at verse 12. So Jesus enters the temple. Okay, and I'll read these along with you. Then Jesus went into the temple of God. Now, we'll come back to that in just a second. He went into the temple of God and he drove out all those who bought and sold in the temple. And he overturned the tables of the money changers and the seats of those who sold doves. And he said to them, "It is written, my house shall be called a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." And then the blind and the lame came to him in the temple and he healed them. Let's continue on. But when the chief priests and the scribes, remember the guys who were in opposition to him, saw the wonderful things that he did, and the children crying out in the temple, saying, "Hosanna to the Son of David." Now, Hosanna means save now, and they're calling him the Son of David, which is another name for the Messiah. They're saying save now. They're pronouncing Jesus as the King, the Savior. They were indignant. Indignant means angry, upset, annoyed. And Jesus said to them, "Do you hear what these are saying?" Or I'm sorry, they said to him, "Do you hear what these are saying?" The ones who are shouting out and crying out and saying, "Save now." And Jesus said to them, "Yes, have you never read, out of the mouth of babes and nursing infants, you have perfected praise." So here are all these groups of people praising Jesus for what he was doing in the name of God. And here is this group, the opposition, questioning, why are these people praising you? Isn't it interesting how we have some very, very different reactions here among these people? Let me switch this out real quick. And I'll give you a little bit of interesting information on this. Now, this is the second time Jesus had come to the temple. Maybe about 3 years earlier, he encountered the same problem. The temple was supposed to be a place where the people would come and praise God, worship God, make offerings to God, a place that would be known as a place they were welcome and they would draw closer to God. But it says they were doing business. They had made the temple into like a place of business. They were selling, buying, and selling. They had this thing where the people would bring money to bring an offering. Well, they said, "No, your money's not right. You have to have this certain kind of money." And they would trade money with the people, the pilgrims coming to visit the temple, but they would charge them extra to get the temple money. And then they also had where you could bring an animal to offer as a sacrifice to God. You had a heart to connect with God. You're going to make this offering. But they would look at your animal and say, "No, your animal's not good enough. But over here we have this sheep that is temple approved, or this dove that's temple approved, but it's going to cost you some money." And so they would charge these people. They'd say, "Your offering's not good enough, but we can sell you this other offering over here that is approved, but it's going to cost you." And so they're like really scamming the people. It's terrible when you think about it. When people are using God to take it, basically people here is the temple setting, but think of like in a church setting, taking advantage of other people. And that's what they're doing. They're using God to take advantage of the people, to make money off them. And they're just totally misrepresenting everything about worshiping God. And so Jesus comes in there and he just kind of trashes the place. He had done this a few years ago, but they just came back and set up things, and they didn't pay attention to the message he had given to them back then. But he comes in and he turns over the tables and he says, "This place should be a house of prayer, but you have made it a den of thieves." And then they start bringing people to Jesus while he's in the temple and he's healing them. And it says the blind are healed, the lame are healed, and the children, it says, start shouting out and praising God. And so that is one of the really interesting things to note here. We have this contrast of people. We have the religious leaders who are indignant, upset, angry with Jesus. Here he's trying to make things right, correct the things that are going on at the temple. He's doing all these good, wonderful things, healing people. And their response is to get angry and upset and bitter and to challenge him. And then you have the other group, the people who are being healed, but it says specifically the children is calling out and praising God for the wonderful things that Jesus was doing in the name of God. So you have these different groups of people clashing. We see the people that Jesus affirms, where he kind of says, this is how it should be done, from young people praising God. And then he's kind of embattled with the people who are the religious people of the time, and he is pushing them away. So you have the contrast of these groups of people. And if you recall, like when we had gone through some of the chapters earlier, that Jesus said that we need to be more like children, more like kids, our faith. Do you recall that? So this is a good example of that. As God is working, these younger people, these people are praising and worshiping and excited about God. And then on the other side, you have the people who are just total opposition. So the question for us is, what kind of people do we want to be today? What kind of person do you want to be today? Or for myself, what kind of person do I want to be? Do I want to be the person who is keeping other people away from God? Who is maybe angry or upset with God about something? I mean, these people were upset with Jesus. He's doing all these wonderful things. Or do we want to be the kind of people who are worshiping and praising God out of a pure heart and just praising God and celebrating, excited about him? We need to check ourselves some of the time in this area. I know the Bible says we should have lots of joy. And I know for myself, some days I don't always have that joy that I should have. I'll let some little things bother me or get me upset, or maybe even cause my faith to lack a little bit. But in the whole big picture, God wants us to experience joy and excitement and celebration. And sometimes that's just being a little bit more childlike. So how can we do that today? I don't have the answer exactly for me or for you, but we really need to have that on our hearts. We need to be the kind of people who are just praising God, looking at our own lives, examining what God is doing in our lives and praising him and being excited about God and experiencing joy. And Jesus wants us to have this super abundant, rich, great life, but it's all kind of comes to our motives and our attitudes and our celebration about, can I see what God is doing in my life? Can I acknowledge him? A long time ago, back at the beginning of last year, I think we talked about, giving thanks to God every day. If we go about having that thankful heart, that praise, that desire to glorify our Father, to make much of Jesus, wow, how impactful that will be on our lives, how it will impact our own outlook, and then how we experience life with the people around us. We want to be the kind of people who have a positive outlook on life, a positive look on our relationship with God, in hopes that as people see our excitement and our celebrating our relationship with the Lord, that might encourage and inspire some of them as well. Now, we see this group, the religious guys, they didn't really get it. And this celebration, this praise wasn't really touching their hearts the way it should have, right? They had built up these walls and they'd become very distant from God. So rather than us building up walls, separating us from our Father, let's find ways to break down those walls by praising the Lord, by being excited about life, by expecting the best, by just being more connected to the Lord with thankful hearts and grateful hearts and being content, and just again, feeling a deeper level of joy. I think we would all want to have that, right? A greater level of joy. So that would be a challenge for you and even for me as I examine my own life. To be honest, I need to experience more joy. I need to be more focused on praising the Lord. Now, there's something maybe about my mind or my soul or my spirit that might be fighting back against that a little bit. What do I need to do? I need to spend time, I would say, in prayer, asking God to change my heart or to change the way I think, to make sure my motives are pure and good. And if there's anything in my life that's separating me from God, maybe I become a little bit corrupt, like some of these guys that we read about here in this story. We want to ask God to remove that and change us and give us a pure heart where we can really worship and praise him. So I hope that helps you out today. Again, if you're, if you find yourself in a spot where it's kind of challenging for you to praise God, I would pray and talk to the Lord about that. And He's willing to talk to us about anything. Sometimes we just need a change of heart. And if we ask, I believe that God will do that. There was a verse just a little bit further in this chapter. I don't have it right here, but it kind of says that if you really believe and you have faith in the Lord, that anything you ask for, it's possible. God is able to do that based on your faith and your willingness to ask. So for me or for you, all we have to do is ask God. He's going to want to work in our lives, especially when it's something like this, when we're just wanting to change our motives and our thoughts in order that we might get in more alignment with Him. I know He will honor those kind of prayers. So think about that. Give it some thought, and let's see what God will do in each of our lives. All right? Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here today. I enjoyed being with all of you. Thanks. I apologize for a little bit of late start. We have got a lot of stuff going on later on today. So for me, I wish I could go home and take a little bit of nap after this, but I think I'm going to be busy all day and then I'm going to crash tonight. But we are going to be live streaming a couple times on the Stamps of Life YouTube channel. That'll be at like 5. Stephanie will just probably have a short presentation introducing the new card kit. And then we should be back on, somebody said it's Facebook, but I think it might be YouTube. It could be that we're going to be on both of them, and that will be with HSN. So you'll see Stephanie on there with HSN and on Facebook, possibly both, maybe one. I'm not sure, but be watching. I'll try to see if I hear anything about that. I'll try to post something. And then that would start, I believe, at 6:30 p.m. on the Pacific Coast time. Okay, so like 9:30 in the East. We're going to be going late tonight. Well, so I'm sure everybody, if you are hanging in there with me, again, thanks again. I'm seeing if I missed anybody here at the end. I'm sure some people jumped in. I will appreciate all of you hanging out with us today. Hope you had fun checking out the dies and some of the ideas, the things that we could do with it. I'm sure you guys are so much more gifted and talented than me at making cards. So I know that you can come up with some even more awesome ideas. So I would love to see or hear about you and maybe your ventures of card making, and maybe something I shared with you helped you to get a little more motivated to make some cards today. And maybe you came up with some awesome things. If you're in the comment section below, if you want to tell us about the most recent card you made, you can do that in the comments section. And I'd love to hear from all of you. Again, if you're watching the replay, add comments down below. And I think that is it. Have a wonderful rest of the Tuesday. And your Tuesday, I know I'm going to have a good day here. And I'm going to go out and I'm going to look for ways to just praise God. God has been so good to me, to my family. And I hope you feel that way too. Okay? God bless all of you. And I hope to see you later on today. Take care now. Bye-bye.